back to another video. It's your man Jay, and time for a quick discussion video about the Galaxy Note 10, and then you have the Galaxy Fold. Now, I wonder sometimes what it would have been like if the Galaxy Fold would have hit the market and had no issues. Where would that leave the Galaxy Note 10? Now, some would argue that the Galaxy Fold is a new category and it's in a class of its own, because that's what people said about the Galaxy Note when it first got launched back in the day. And I do agree that the Galaxy Note is a device that is in a league of its own because no one is really trying to compete with it. So it's easy to win a category if nobody's really trying to get at you. So Samsung has that area on lock. Now the folding thing though, that is something that a lot of phones, we're probably going to see a whole bunch more of this in the coming years. At least 2 to 5 years, we'll see the folding design as something that's just the norm. But what we won't see is a normal price tag of $2,000. So I'm actually hoping that in the future we see more folding designs at a more economical level, meaning priced way below $2,000, way below $1,000. And before you say this is not possible, oh Jay, it takes a lot to go into the engineering, anything is possible. It's a huge profit gain from companies, and you can see that currently now with the current phones. If you look at a phone like the iPhone, it costs them pennies on the dollar to make that, and they sell it for almost 5 times the cost. And that's supposed to be a high-end phone that's in a league of its own for a lot of people. But I will say that the folding design is exciting. I mean, I've been using the Axon M for quite some time now, and it's a design that has definitely, it'll grow on you after you, like having a folding phone. There are some disadvantages as far as it being possibly really fragile and things like that. But nonetheless, I'm curious to see what Samsung does this time, because they've released new information saying that we fixed the design, we're on to a new thing now. Basically, they're saying you're not going to have any problems. They're trying to guarantee that, but they're not going to come right out and say that. And I'm just wondering where it's going to go. Because this will be a tough sale for Samsung because of phones like the Galaxy Note 10. The Galaxy Note 10, supposedly there's 2 versions of it, possibly even 3, and then the biggest version has almost the same size screen as the Fold, and it doesn't fold, and it's definitely going to probably be a little bit more sturdy. Who knows? It's thinner. Obviously, there's a lot that goes along with that. So the Galaxy Note 10, the Plus model or the Pro version, I don't know, a 6.75-inch display. Now that's a very big display on a cell phone, but it should be very compact in size for what it is. It's still going to be huge, but it still should have some size to it that's not going to be that uncomfortable compared to phones out right now, because there are cell phones out right now that are 7 inches and above in screen size, and they're not very hard on your hand or your pocket. They're just a little bit larger than the norm. So with the Galaxy Fold on the horizon, I've pushed out a lot of videos on this, probably like at least 3 other videos on this, talking about it as the news progresses, and I'll probably continue to do that because some people out there are actually genuinely interested in the Galaxy Fold. Every time I've posted a video, there's a ton of people that say, yo Jay, I don't care what you're talking about, I'm interested in this phone, I'm gonna buy it, so I appreciate your insight, but I'm buying it because it might fit my needs. And that is what Samsung is looking for. They're looking for someone who this might be for. And I've said it in other videos, there's always a phone for someone. While I feel I've given you my 2 gripes about this phone, maybe 3, in every video. And so I'll reiterate them again here in this video. The thickness of the phone when closed, the fact that I'll have to open it to really get some work done, like a basic text more than likely, and that small screen on the front, I just don't understand it. So, but those are minimal. I mean, you're getting, what, 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. You're getting a huge amount of phone here. But is it coming in too late? Do you think the Galaxy Fold is too late? Do you think this month or 2 slowdown that it got hit with hurt the sales? Because honestly, I don't see very many regular consumers buying this, because regular consumers don't buy a lot of the current phones unless they can finance them. So, but I will revert back and say this. There might be some regular consumers out there that buy this, but they're definitely probably going to finance it. And you're probably locking yourself into something that if you're going to keep it, the only way this will be beneficial to you is if you're going to keep it. If you finance this phone for $60, $70 a month, unless this is the phone that you're keeping and you're not trying to buy anything for the next 2 to 3 years, maybe it works. It can then have some type of value, because ultimately what I think we're going to see is buy, return, and not just reviewers. The reviewers out there on the media side, they're going to get the phone at no cost. So they're going to push everything positive about it. More than likely, it's going to be like a 99% positive and maybe just a little bit negative from the media. But when a person pays that money for the phone, they're going to have a different view of it. Their standards are going to be way higher than the person who's getting it for free. They're going to want it to be magical, like Apple always says. So this is an interesting thing. So, and you notice that when people spend their cash on it, and you can notice that with some reviewers too, when you spend your cash on something, you have a different outlook of it. Your standards are you want every dollar. You want match for match. You want quality. You want it to be perfect. And it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So I'm somewhat excited about the Galaxy Fold, even though I don't plan on purchasing one. I want to see it in the hands of someone other than it's been given to. I want to see a regular person buy it. I mean, obviously I could buy it, but I don't think I have a place in that would have to shift to be my main device forever. I wouldn't get rid of it. I wouldn't buy anything else, and I would just be talking about all the other phones. Unless I got them for a review unit, I probably wouldn't purchase nearly anything else, because $2,000 for a phone is a hefty price. Now, I've said it before on another video, if I can get the phone for somewhat of a discounted price, then I'll buy it. If I can get it for like 15 or less, I'll do it. I'm even willing to sell off some phones or trade some phones in order to do it, just to get my feel of it. Because regardless if you hear me saying it's not worth it, it's not worth it, if I can get a good deal on something, or what I consider to be a good deal, if I have some phones laying around that this one is worth $300, this one's worth $500, I'll sell them off and get that. I mean, I'm going to get a very powerful device, and I'm getting something that's not future-proof, but it's different. And I like to try things that are different. So I've never really weeded out the device. I've just picked out the obvious that most people might dislike, and those are some things that I dislike. So with that being said, the Galaxy Note 10 is coming in just a couple of months, and now they've fixed the Galaxy Fold. How do we deal with this? How do we purchase it? How do we go about getting it in a light that it's going to be something that is interesting to you? How do you do it? How do you justify paying $80 a month, $70 a month, or $2,000 at one time? And for me, that device will come up to almost $2,200 probably with taxes. So it's a hefty price. But who knows? I might get that phone and drop every other phone. You just never know until you try it. So I'm excited about this phone somewhat. I want to see it in the hands of someone other than just review people, myself included. I'm not exempt from this. I'm just saying the media side of it, you know, if it's given to me, I'll disclose that, but I don't think I'm going to feel any different. I'm still going to say it's thick, and, you know, I have to open it to get basic things done, and, you know, and the small screen. Those are the three things that are obvious to me that I just do not like. Even without having it, I can tell that those are things. It's like a big hinge, you know, closed. So even if I were to get a review unit, I don't think those things would change. There's probably nothing. The phone is thick when closed. So what do you do? Anyway, it's your man Jay. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. Just a quick, brief discussion video. The Galaxy Note 10 is coming, and then the Fold just got its revamp. How do you choose? Because you know that the Galaxy Note 10 is going to be over $1,000 for that Pro or Plus model. You know it is. I don't know if it'll be 2,000, but there's a Galaxy S10 Plus that's almost $2,000. Go figure. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.